What's up, danglers? So it's that time again. Surprise, surprise. So this one, we have a few different things to show off from our latest Whatnot extravaganza, I guess you can say. But first one I want to start off with is actually a little bit of a funny story here. So a couple days ago, maybe yesterday, 2 days ago, don't remember. But sometime recently, I had been on American Traditions stream. And afterwards, after of course purchasing a couple things, he sent me a very nice message thanking me for the support. And he included a discount code, which I will display right here, for my viewers. So you guys can go get 10% off your first purchase from American Traditions. And during that conversation, I had mentioned that I was interested in picking up one of his hats to advertise for him. And I went on this whole spiel, you know, about wanting a hat, and I'm going to pick one up on his next show, and blah, 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 blah. Well, when I opened my package, now mind you, this was actually an order I placed prior to this stream. So this is what makes it even funnier. So again, as I'm going on this whole rant about wanting a hat, little did I know that American Traditions had already sent me one. When I tell you I laughed when I opened the box, I mean like a slight cackle to be exact. And I've never been so happy to feel so dumb about myself. So with that being said, we're going to put this bad boy down for now. And we're going to put this brandy new hat by American Traditions. Thank you, American Traditions. That was super nice of you. And again, I could not be any more happier at feeling stupid. Let's see. Find the right setting here for my abnormally small head. How do I look? Cool. All right. So that is my brandy new hat, which you'll be seeing a lot of in all of the things that I do, whether that be my unboxings or just going out on the water. So now that the hat's out of the way, it's time for some more goodies. So one of the things that he had popped up on his screen is something that I've been kind of on the fence about for a little while. But for the price that I got it for, I couldn't turn away from it. So this is the Raid Asakana Slide 170. So I've had their swim baits before. I actually haven't had a chance to use them as far as like the soft body swim baits, not like a line through or anything like that. I would compare it to a Mag Draft. It's got the fixed treble hooks on just like this one. But unlike the swim bait, which has its little paddle tail in the back, this is actually a glide bait. So again, soft body glide bait. And I would compare it to like your Grow Design Works type glide baits. And this guy, in my opinion, is like in the perfect size. And I would even throw this for some big smallmouth in the river. So this might be one we keep in the package for now. Now this, based off the weight, I wouldn't guess that this is actually a floating model. So I'm super stoked to try this. I may actually try this very soon, probably before the weather really starts to drop. This is actually in the Ghost Geisha color. So yeah, new thing by Raid, and I'm super stoked to try that out. Again, I don't know much about it, so bear with me here. All right. Oh, another sticker. Boom. Going on here somewhere. I'm actually running out of room. Figure that out. All right, next up, I guess both of these next ones could be considered collectibles. At least one of them I'll most likely be throwing, but we'll start with the actual collectible itself. So this is actually something by Gancraft. So it's actually a miniature, teeny tiny, which is perfect for my little display case. Claw 70. So this is a collab with another God Hades. 20th anniversary of the Jointed Claw. And it's a collab with Universal Entertainment. Also, another thing I don't have a lot of info on, but we are going to take this out. Because it does come with a really nice little acrylic stand, which I will have to put together. But we do have one for now. We can set up for it. So this is cool. And again, it's tiny, so it's going to fit in my little display cases that I have, which I told myself I can only have 2. I think I'm getting a 3rd one. Alright, look at this thing. I mean, that is just badass, but cute at the same time. 10th anniversary. Look at that. That's awesome. Again, something that I never would have discovered if it wasn't for these guys on Whatnot. Never would have discovered it. That's so cool. Sweet. Alright, let's move on. So we got our stand here. We're going to put that together. What do I do with it? Next up, again, in my opinion, this can fall into either category of if you wanted to collect it or fish it. I think I'm going to fish this bad boy, especially with all the success I've been having with wake baits. So, find our switch here. Whoop. Turn that off right quick. That guy there. So I didn't even catch the name of this thing when I got it. So this is by Jackal. This is the Hige Prima. Hige Prima jointed wake bait. So look at the color on that thing and look at those eyes. So Nazi Choice. So they do make another bait called the Nazi or something along those lines that's more of a crawler. But I figured I got enough crawlers. I say that now, that'll change in 5 minutes. Why not? Oh wow, I didn't even know I had this. Okay, so this is cool. Let's get a stand here. So I like the hooks. So now the hooks, the way they're designed, to my knowledge, is going to actually help with the weeds. Again, you don't have your normal treble. You almost have 2 little, I guess you could say almost like frog hooks. Got the one in the front and one in the back. And it's got that little propeller in the back, just like a Jackal Pompadour. Look at that thing. Woo! That's pretty. So again, almost like the colors of like a frog. Something like that. Jointed. Got that big old lip in the front. And that's again just going to kind of swim just below the surface. Just breaking the surface. You're going to have that little propeller in the back spinning. Breaking the surface and creating more sound and vibration as well. That's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely throwing that. And hopefully the pickerel will leave me alone. Now you'll notice I'll say that about certain baits when it comes to pickerel. Anything that is small enough for a pickerel to fit it in its mouth is going to worry me. Especially if they get that whole thing in there and that line catches those teeth. Ding! See ya! So, regardless, I'm throwing it because I think it's going to kick some bass. Okay. So, that is that for American Traditions. Please do not forget to use that code and go pick up some cool stuff from American Traditions. Okay. Let's get some of this stuff out of the way. So this is a smaller box, and that's only because I only got one bait from this individual, and that is Mr. The Real Bill Dance. But it was a color I haven't seen before, and I needed to add it to the Griffin SRX collection. So this is a Griffin SRX. Couldn't tell you the color. Let's get a stand going here. Boom. Alright, so sticky hooks. Again, one thing I love about the Real Bill Dance is he sells a lot of out-of-the-box baits, but brand new. Not a scratch on them, in perfect condition. So you get a really good look at what you're buying, which is nice. So that is the new Griffin SRX added to the collection. I wish I knew the color of that. If anybody knows, leave it in the comments, please. She is pretty nonetheless, so that's going to imitate a nice little bait fish, especially a lot of the small fish I've been seeing hanging around the lakes I've been fishing, whether that be just minnows or baby bluegill. I think actually a baby bluegill, this is going to replicate very nicely. So you got that blue, a little bit of silver flash on the bottom, gets a little darker on the top. Perfect. Okay, so that is from The Real Bill Dance. Okay, that. Save that bag. That's a good bag. I like that bag. That's a nice bag. Anyway, so next up we got good old Harris Book. So I don't even remember what I got from Harris Book. I did peek in these boxes and I still managed to forget. So I guess that's a benefit-ish. Alright. What we got? What we got from Harris Book? What did I get? Aha! Well, we'll start with this one since we're on the subject. So this is another SRX Griffin. This one we'll actually know the name of. This is Sakura Ghost. I didn't even know that was Sakura Ghost when I bought it. SPC Sakura Ghost. You know, I was going to throw that. Oh, should I? I think I should. But we'll leave it in the box just in case. So this is the SRX Griffin, just like that last one, but it is in the SPC Sakura Ghost. So I think this is actually the first bait I've owned in that colorway. So you got that bright pink on the top there. Tapers down to some lighter pink, translucent, and then it actually has, I hope you guys can see that, I don't know what that would be considered. Like a little wing, a little fin on the back. There's one there. And we got, there is another one. We're not going to bounce it around. And then we got some kind of goldish on the belly there. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. But that is the Sakura Ghost SRX Griffin. Again, didn't know that when I bought it. Next up, we got another Vision 110 to add to the collection. So that is in the GP Pro Blue. Now, I've been hearing since I started this whole journey, especially when it came to buying Vision 110s, that GP Pro Blue was one of the best fishing colors out there to use. And that was actually one that I had not yet, acquired. So again, it's almost like it's got that flash kind of going on the side there, while also still being translucent. And then, of course, just like the name suggests, wait till that bad boy turns around, it does have that purple, blue, slightly purple. So again, it's almost like a candy apple red type situation, where like in certain angles it looks blue, in certain angles it looks purple, which I love. And then we got that white belly as well. So that is the Vision 110 GP Pro Blue. Alright. I'm slacking on the stands here, so we're just going to lay him down there. Oh, perfect. Okay. Next up, last but not... Oh! I think I see something extra in there. I'll have to double check. I don't recall winning a giveaway. Wouldn't surprise me. Anywho, next up we have the... Let's see, can we see that? I've adjusted my camera angle here to get a little closer. Perfect. So this is the Megabass B-Flat Mini Spinnerbait. So another one that I've been seeing on and off since I've started. And finally decided to grab one this time around on Harris Book Stream. This is in the... probably says on the front, IU color. So it's a smaller version, I guess you can say, or it's smaller, we'll just say that, than the SB3 spinnerbait that I believe I showed off in my last video. So whilst purchasing this, the idea was to actually use this specific spinnerbait. I'm not going to try to get these off. Maybe I don't have any pliers. Oh, there we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right. So this is the V-Flat Mini in the IU color. As I started to say, I plan on using this specifically in the river for smallmouth. I've actually had a lot of luck in the past on spinnerbaits when it comes to fishing for smallmouth. So I wanted something a little bit of a smaller profile, and I like that it just has a single blade. So it's got that single gold willow blade. It's in the 3/4 ounce weight, again in the IU color. And then what we got here, and I probably would honestly run this without a trailer. I do actually have some trailer hooks, maybe an option, but with this I don't think it's going to be necessary. So that is the Megabass Mini V-Flat. Up top here for now. All right, so we got one more thing. I'm gonna double check real quick just so I don't, you know, make myself look silly here. But I'm 90% sure that the next thing I'm going to pull out was kind of just a little bit of a thank you. But I want to make sure I am not wrong here. Yes. So I had gotten the Vision 110. I got the V-Flat Mini. And then I got the SRX Griffin. But again, you're not going to get this kind of treatment anywhere else. He also threw in a 3/8 ounce jackhammer. Now, if you know about jackhammers, then you know that this is a nice little gift at the end of the day. It is in the chartreuse white color, and even an amazing color as well. Thank you, Harris Buck. I really appreciate that. This will definitely be seeing the water very, very shortly. Beautiful. It's actually, to be honest with you, my second jackhammer. Third jackhammer that I own. It's fairly something new that I'm throwing for this year. I've thrown chatterbaits on and off, but I've really been trying to like put them to work this year. So that is an awesome addition to my arsenal. I guess you can say that. All right, so that was Harris Buck. Next up, what do we got here? I gotta look at it to remember. So this was Joe Schmo. I think I have him in the description. I think I do. 90% sure. So this is from Joe Schmo. Again, we got that awesome off the spool bounty quicker picker upper. Again, I can't get enough of this. Saves me money. All right. So this one is the Megabass 110R. I'm realizing now that I didn't do much research on this particular jerkbait. I'm assuming the R stands for rolling. I think it has a slightly different action than a normal Vision 110. I want to say like it's more of like a tighter action. I definitely did some research fairly recently once I bought it. But it is slightly different, again, 110R than your normal Vision 110. So this is going to go nicely into the jerkbait arsenal, and it's going to go nicely in, hopefully, my new Vision 110 box, or I should say insert, by none other than the Better Tackle Systems. So yes, this is going to go right into that as well. So that is the 110R. Again, I just don't know too much about it. As time goes on here, we're going to be a little bit better on giving more specific information on all of these baits. But I figured it'd be kind of cool if we kind of learn together here. All right, I'm going to shut up now. So that was it for Joe Schmo. Next up, we got... I usually got to look at what it is I bought before I know what it is. Oh, this is Lucky H11. This may be the first time. If it's not, I apologize. I got a problem, you know? All right, so this is Lucky H11. I actually got two things from this gentleman, that neither of which I've seen before. So we'll start with this first one here that is out of box. Now this is something we have seen before here It is a Pop Max, but it is a out-of-box Pop Max, and in a color I've never seen before. So actually what I'll do is I'll do my research on this particular color, and I'll have the color pop up on the screen right now on what it is. But this is the Megabass Pop Max. And check this color out. Look at that belly. Let's start with the belly. Got that orange crackle with the white. Goes into like almost like a yellow frog pattern. And same thing on the other side. Now it did have a few call outs on it. I think these hooks might be a little small for it. So this one will actually, unless I find something otherwise, like it's worth an exorbitant amount of money or something crazy. But this one is actually going to go right in my Recon box. I think I might swap it out for my white Python Pop Max. And I might put that one on display. I don't know. If I'm wrong and somebody sees this before it's too late, tell me otherwise. So yes, this is a new Pop Max by Megabass. Now, along with that Pop Max, I came across a bait by none other than Jackal, which we've seen, what, one so far of Jackal, that I had never seen before, just like this guy right here. I also came across another Jackal bait that I had never seen before, and that is the Blast Bone Junior. Reading it out loud now, I'm realizing, well, if it's a junior, that means there's a bigger one. You know, me and bigger the bait, bigger the fish. So this is the Jackal. Let's see, can we see that? All right. Jackal Blast Bone Junior. So this is a big old weight bait. Definitely a little more skinnier, more I guess streamlined than a lot of the wake baits that I'm throwing. It's slow float, 5.9 inches, and weighs 1 ounce. And we are in the color here. What we got? What we got? What we got? We are in the Natural Oikawa. So we're going to leave this bad boy in there. It comes with a spare tail, and it looks like some spare hardware, the little pins that hold the tail in. That's awesome. That's going to replicate, like, especially like a bluegill, maybe even an injured bluegill swimming along the surface, and I think that's going to trigger some really big bites. Now, of course, it is a junior. That means I have to check out the full size, potentially in the future. So, boom. Thank you, Lucky H11. Let's put that there. Try to get it to sit somehow. Alright. So that's it for Lucky H. Next up, what do we got here? This is, ooh, there we go. So this one is actually another addition to the Recon Better Tackle Systems. I think I did that backwards. Better Tackle Systems Recon box. It actually is from Toxic Bass Jigs LLC. And it is my one and only now X80 Junior. So this is in the FA Fine Art Kishu IU. Anyway, so we're actually going to take this bad boy out right now. Whoa. So again, this is going to replicate a very nice little bait fish, scurrying away from any predators, and I think that's going to help trigger a really, really aggressive bite, especially in the river. This is also something I would really like to try throwing for smallmouth. Again, that's a little bit smaller profile, and it's really going to replicate a fleeing bait fish. Now, like I said, that is going to go in my Recon. So we're just going to plop this right in. And now that this last bait has been added, boom, to the Recon, we can now do our first Recon video. So definitely keep your eyes open for that. All right. Now, again, the customer service is top notch with these guys. So that particular bait was like a day or two late. It was like a day or two behind shipping, which we've all been there. I'm an eBay seller. It happens. Not a big deal. But he took care of me, and he actually gave me one of his custom painted trick darters. Beautiful paint job. This is in, I'm guessing, like a perch color. So again, this will also work well for big smallmouth and especially bass in a lot of the lakes that I fish here, because we do have a lot of perch. And right now we are definitely getting into that fall transition. I think I can confirm that a little more now than I could before with the temperature drops. So they will be feeding to bulk up for the winter. Beautiful bait. Thank you, Toxic Bass Jigs LLC. That is that. All right. That is it. Oh, yep. All right. What we got here? Black Hills Fishing Co. So, this one, a couple different things. So, we got another SV3 spinnerbait. This is in a color I did not have. 1/4 ounce, also weight I did not have. And this is in the black and blue. So again, got this for an extraordinary price. Call people sleeping. If you know, you know the price of these. I got it for about half of that. So I couldn't turn it down. I would say black and blue, probably. Okay, so I guess I need a new camera or two, because we're having some more technical difficulties. Anywho, where was I? So we got the SV3, like I was saying. Don't have this color, don't have this weight. I also don't have this particular model. I'm just assuming. Oh no, okay, yeah. So this is a single Colorado blade. I honestly didn't even know that they had those options. So again, this will also be something that could work very well in the river along with that V-flat. So again, smaller profile, single blade. And with the darker color, it'd also be something fun to throw at night. Any of you guys that do some night spinnerbait fishing, I know Colorado blades are definitely very popular with that particular style of fishing, because it creates a very loud thump, like a thumping vibration kind of thing. So I know these guys are very popular with night fishing. So that is that. Can I keep that somewhere, please? Okay. Yeah. Let's put it here. Can I sneak it in? 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 Beautiful. All right. So, where was I? Where? So we had the spinnerbait. There it is. What's next? So this, I actually have another one of these. It just didn't make it into one of my videos yet. And this is new for this year. This is the HM Custom Lures Quaz Killer. So this is actually a double prop buzzbait. Look at that. So if you are a fan of buzzbaits and want something with a little more kick to it, I would recommend this bad boy. So it's got double the blades, double the sound, and yeah, that's about all I got for you. Haven't used them yet. So this is number two downdraft, and in the white silver color. So you can actually, if I'm not mistaken, you can adjust these blades to go in different directions, or you have two different options. So you'll notice this top one here, the blades are going in two different directions. Or no, they're going, what is that? Counterclockwise, and then these guys are going clockwise. Yeah, that's all I got for you. So this is the Quaz Killer. Cool. Definitely one I'll be throwing very shortly. Alright, and last but not least. So believe it or not, out of all the Vision 110s that I have, I don't really have many juniors, so I needed to add one to the collection. And what better way to add a junior that is in the SPC color? Sexy Monroe. I will have to say though, I don't know if we had quite the abundance of shipment of Sexy Monroe 110 Juniors, but after I bought this one, it seemed like every stream I was going on had a 110 Junior in the Sexy Monroe colorway. But yeah, that's going to go right into that soon to come Vision 110 insert of the Better Tackle Systems. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Sexy Monroe was a Respect Series drop, meaning that there are a bunch of other different baits by Megabass that are also in this colorway. But again, I mean, it's just gorgeous. You got the yellow, you got the purple, you got the 2 black dots on each side. You got the red eyes, which is really nice, especially with 110s. And then you even got that kind of, let's see if I can get it to stay here, orange belly there on the bottom. Also, in my opinion, going to be another smallmouth killer. Beautiful. All right. Thank you, Black Hills Fishing Co. So that is that. Do that there. Okay, so that is it for Black Hills. And next up, this is from Abe's Baits. So this is actually somebody new. This is actually my first purchase from him. So I'm super excited to share this with you guys. Let's see what we got first here. I forgot I bought some of these things. So this one I will show off real quick. This is actually a blank that I forgot I bought. And shout out Blue Line Baits. Here comes your next project. So here we got some hooks that came with it. Perfect. But this is a blank that looks just like your Tiny Clash swim bait, a DRT. Look at that. Feels solid, that's for sure. So I'm not sure if this is a sink or what, but I saw it, and Tiny Clash is definitely on my radar to add to my big swim bait collection. And if you know, you know, they are a pretty penny. But for the price I was able to get this blank for, I figure why not give something to Blue Line Baits to paint for, and I can help advertise his incredible painting skills. Yeah, that's cool. Look at that. And then, along with just the blank, it does come with the detachable lip and a tail. So I'm super stoked to see what kind of magic Mr. Blue Line Baits can make with that. So, along with my Tiny Clash blank there, what else did we get? Alright, so now these next two are both strictly collectibles. We'll start with the big one. So this next one, we're going to have to adjust our camera here. Actually, you know what? We're just going to jump to this camera angle. So this next one is by Raid, and it is a collectible color. It is a Deca Dodge. Now, I do have 2 Deca Dodges. You know I like my big crawlers. But I've been seeing this particular collectible color in the Deca Dodge on and off for the last couple months. And for the price they were going for, I just couldn't justify spending it, especially if I'm just collecting it. But again, you catch your deals at the right time. I couldn't turn this one down for the price I got it for. So this is the Deca Dodge in the bright Ripper color. Isn't that sick? Look at that thing. It's like somebody went, scratched it down. So we're taking it out. I'm taking it out. Because it's going on display anyway. It might actually stay in the box because I don't really have any place to put it at this moment. Look at that. Pearly white. And again, one thing I just like about Deca Dodges in the first place is these feathered trebles. But look at that. You got the red eyes. You got those claw marks coming down the back here. That is just sick. That's sick. It's just sick. Okay, we will. we're going to mess with that later. Okay. So that is that. And next up, so this is actually going to be part of a pretty cool little display I'm going to do for Christmas, actually. And if you know, you know. Maybe you'll get where I'm going here with this. So this is a Pop Max, a collectible Pop Max, and one that's been on my radar for a while. And I did just so happen to get its brother, so that's on the way as well. This is the Dragonfish Gold Pop Max. Look at the detail on those scales, the gold sparkle. It's just beautiful. Try to get this out without doing any damage. Beautiful. Look at that. That's just sexy. I said it. I said it. That's just sexy. So yes, I do actually have its brother, this silver dragonfish, on its way. It's gonna make an amazing little display. And again, stay tuned around Christmas time. I'm gonna do something pretty cool with these guys, for sure. Silver and gold. Anyway, so I believe that is it for Mr. Abe's Baits. So thank you very much, Abe's Baits. I will make sure that I add your link into my description. All right, so let's put this Pop Max back in the box. All right, that is it, correct? Okay, so now this one I saved for last for a reason. I actually received this a few days ago, but I wanted to make sure that I did include it in this video. So I want to say it was last Saturday. Some James had a very special stream. And it was a superhero themed stream, and it was for none other than Miss Paisley. So the idea is that, you know, every bait was superhero themed, and the theme was, you know, you're kind of being a superhero by making these contributions, and also if you were an organ donor as well. Now, before the stream started, a lot of these guys will actually do like little previews on their thumbnails, which I love, because then you can kind of see what they got, and it's like, all right, I want that, I want that. I'll go through and screenshot and, like, you know, make mental notes of the things I'm going to ask about when I get in there, because the guys watching this, you know that I go into streams sometimes and ask for 30 different things, and I don't always get lucky with all of them. But in the beginning, or in his preview for this stream, I saw a few baits that I have been wanting. Some for a few months, but some for a very long time. So we're actually going to start with the ones that I've just recently discovered, and we're going to save the last one, which is the one that I've been looking at for probably a good 15 years now. So let's start with, well, there's a couple other things in this box. I must have threw some of them because I was so excited. But one of them was actually this pretty cool pair of sunglasses here, and it's from Donate Life, Tennessee. So again, this stream was definitely based around being a hero and becoming an organ donor. I've actually been an organ donor ever since I think got my license. Now I'm going to touch on that real quick in case you guys have missed my previous videos. Paisley is some James's, I'll always have a problem with that, granddaughter. She was born with Down syndrome and born with half a heart, so she is on the heart transplant list. So please pray for Paisley. So we got these pretty cool, let me see if I can get the sticker off. There we go, look at that. Styling and profiling. Woo! Anyway, alright. Before I lose people here. So the first one we're going to start off with, I've been seeing on and off in a lot of streams, and I thought was a pretty cool little display piece to put on display. So this is, we're actually going to use this one here for this. This is the Megabass Encyclopedia #2, and this is for the 6cc. So it gives you a little bit of a breakdown on all the different Griffins. So you got your SRX, you got your MRX, you got the Griffin Zero, the Baby Griffin Zero, Quiet Griffin SRX, Quiet Griffin MRX, and then the one right in the middle, there's actually kind of a blank Griffin 6cc. So it kind of breaks everything down for you, which I thought was super cool. And if you guys saw my last video, I did just get some 6cc's, which I'm really hoping to put to the test maybe tomorrow. If not, definitely this weekend. So yeah, that's going to go right on the shelf. Box is in great shape. Seal's still on there, so it's never been open. So that is super cool. All right, next up. So this is another one I've seen over the last few months, and I had to have it. So this is the Frog Products. So Frog Products in itself is a very hard to find brand and kind of pricey. But this is the what is it called? Making me look like a noob here. Well, it's a crawler, but it's a crawler that's in a Spider-Man colorway. That is sick. Now, this isn't something custom. This is an actual color scheme done by Frog Products themselves. I am going to take this out. It's going to go on display anyway, so I might as well take it out. That. What else we got? Okay. So I did like kind of peek in here, and this thing is in there. Get it out. Look at, I mean, this is, it's insanity. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, if this wasn't in the Spider-Man color, I would be super tempted to actually throw this thing. I mean, adjust that a little bit here. That is absolute insanity. It's insanity. I love it. So you got those, in my opinion, slightly small wings on the front, especially for something this size, which again is what makes me curious on the action of this. We got the line tie up here, which helps, I think, prevent your line getting wrapped up in those wings. We got our jointed body, and those metal screws actually clank together when that back moves. And then we kind of got like a hard boot tail. Again, I really want to know what this thing does. So if anybody watching this, anybody who's a seller on Whatnot, happens to know where I can get one of these in kind of more of a fishing color, and I'm not going to have to sell a limb to buy. You know what I mean? Okay. So that is the Frog Products Crawler. I wish I had a name here. Well, if I find it, it'll be here somewhere. If not, I'm going to do this and nothing's going to appear. But that is the Spider-Man Frog Products Crawler. Oh wait, does it say on there? I think it says it on there. Sasori. Sasori? Sasori. So yeah, that's a Frog Products Sasori. Alright, so saving the best for last. So now you guys know that, again, I kind of got a thing for crawlers. But this one is a Gata X. Now, you know I have a soft spot for Gata X, and this particular colorway I've seen for a very long time, and was quite literally a bucket list lure to collect. No plans to fish it. So I'm sure you could, if you know, you know where this is going. So that is our Frog Products there. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Gata X Red Spider. So when I saw this in his preview, I immediately, you can ask him yourself, immediately messaged him and said, please, do not run that until I am in the room. I want it. I must have it. I'll buy it now if you let me. Name your price. But this thing was just... Again, it's one of those baits that I wish the old man was still around to see. Because I think it was him that I originally discovered this bait with when he originally discovered the Gata X the first time, which, I'm gonna, not to get all mushy-gushy and sentimental here, but, you know, this is actually the old man's Gata X. This was actually the first Gata X. As you can tell, it's been fished, that he purchased a good 15 years ago. You know, missing both its eyes at this point. Anywho, I saw the red spider, and I knew that that was the holy grail for me personally when it came to collecting. And what better way to come across this and to buy it than during a stream that was for a good cause. It just all made sense. Everything lined up. It just was the time, the right time, especially. Definitely the right time. I can't talk today. Are we surprised? It just all made sense, and I had to pick it up. And yeah, I'm at a loss for words. This is, again, the holy grail. I'm just going to sit here and stare at it and bore you guys to death. But this is the Red Spider Gata X by none other than Megabass. And yeah, that is officially my holy grail of collectibles as of right now. I don't foresee that changing. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing. Hopefully it's not too long. It'll probably be another half-hour long video, but it is what it is. And I know there's plenty of tackle nerds out there that are going to enjoy this and hopefully see all these things and be like, I want that, I want that, I want that. And realize that the best place to get them is on Whatnot and from all these sellers I mentioned. And again, I'm sure I'm missing some, and I'm sure there's some that just came out and, that I haven't discovered yet, or some that just haven't come across yet. So again, yell at me, shoot me a message, tell me to shout you out on my channel, or at least leave your link in the description. But yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop some comments, hit that like button, and please don't forget to pray for Paisley, and don't forget to check out all these awesome sellers on Whatnot. Alright, guys, I'll catch you later.
Yes, indeed. They call me Mr. Greed worldwide, and I'm blackout.